from B&H, and this is our second video on HDSLR for the holidays. I'm here again with Matt, our HDSLR expert, and in this video we will be focusing on a couple of rig suggestions. So Matt, let's just jump right in. I see a couple of Zacuto rigs laid out. I know that they've been kind of the leader in this industry. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, they really have become an industry standard in HDSLR rigs. There are basically three types of rigs. There's handheld, there's shoulder mounted, and there's tripod mounted. Both of these rigs can be all three of those, but they're primarily designed to be shoulder mounted systems. We'll start here with the Scorpion. This is Zacuto's kind of heavy duty big hitter. It's a very stable shoulder mount, uses a curved shoulder piece to drop the center of gravity, also create a lot more comfort and stability for the long shoots, full days. Padded very well and balanced very well. These systems are inline, to be in line with the shoulder, which means you need an offset electronic viewfinder over to the side.
Great, so that's what this guy is for. It's kind of like an articulating arm that functions as a holder for kind of monitors and different things that you could use.
That's exactly right. The accessory for viewing, whatever that is. And the Phi and G over here, obviously a much smaller rig, much more concise, designed with the same inline with the shoulder system, so that you will need some sort of electronic viewfinder or monitor off to the side here. Much more concise, but can also be used handheld, low angle, or on a tripod. Both of these rigs can be attached to tripods with the DSLR base plate system.
Great, so this guy is more for run and gun type shooting, gathering news for somebody who just needs to kind of run out and get their footage really quickly.
That's exactly right. It's a much more concise rig, less intrusive, a little less intimidating for whoever's being filmed, possibly on the spot, whereas this might be a little bit better for a set where everybody's expecting to be filmed.
Right, and this you can actually, for both of them, adjust with different knobs that we have here, and they're easy to kind of manipulate.
It is one of the great things about the 15mm rod systems. These locking mechanisms are easily changed in the field, so you don't need tools. You can adjust your entire system, adjust where the handles are or the follow focus simply by twisting these locking mechanisms. One of the nice things about the Zacuto locking mechanisms that's new this year is the ability to disengage and reposition the lever in case they happen to be bunching or bumping into each other. That's a really nice addition.
So basically all the different features that it has comes together so that you can just do things quickly, adjust as you go along, and to get things out as quickly as you can.
Yeah, they're very, very well thought out systems.
So now we're going to go next to our Manfrotto rig, which I actually love Manfrotto tripods, but I had no idea that they made any rigs at all. Can you tell us a little bit about this? Sure,
this is the brand new Manfrotto Simple HDSLR rig. This particular system is an offset, meaning that the camera sits offset from the shoulder. The byproduct of that is that you do not use an electronic viewfinder like in the previous models that we were looking at from Zacuto. You use an optical viewfinder attaches directly to the back of the camera. A little bit less expensive. It's a great option.
Great, and that's another reason why it doesn't have the articulating arm like the Zacuto did, right? Because you can just look right at the back of your camera.
Right,
great.
Right. The other great feature about this is that it's designed by a tripod manufacturer. So it's designed specifically to work with the Manfrotto video tripod systems. It gives you enough clearance for the handle so you can pan and move, and then quickly release it and go to a shoulder mount. This system is also based on 15mm rods, which is the industry standard for HDSLR rig systems. So as far as clamping devices go, using Zacuto or Red Rock or Oki or any
So it's
various,
all interchangeable?
Yeah, it's all interchangeable,
Great.
Which is great. The clamping system on this is a little bit of a quick release, which is great. You don't have to slide things off the end. You can just clip it off from the bottom.
Great, and if you had to compare and contrast Manfrotto with Zacuto, do you have any preferences?
Sure. Personally, I actually prefer Zacuto. They're a little bit more stable, they're machined a little bit better, and they're much more well thought out. The price difference is noticeable though. The Zacuto Scorpion rig that we were looking at is around $2,500 roughly. The Manfrotto system here that we're looking at is just under $1,000. So definitely a different price point.
Right, and a great option for somebody who's on a budget and wants to do some run and gun style shooting but can't necessarily afford a Zacuto rig.
That's exactly right.
So we just finished talking about the Zacuto and Manfrotto rigs, which are 15mm rod-based rigs. I know the IDC is a lot different from those. Could you talk to us a little bit about this?
Sure. So what we have sitting here in front of us is the IDC System 1 plate-based system. Uses what is basically a tripod quick-release plate that is compatible actually with many of the video tripod heads. So you can just slot it right in there. The top clamping part is actually a Arca Swiss type clamp, which enables the ability, it enables you to quickly move the components back and forth. So if you're changing lenses, you need to rebalance the upper handle, or you need to move the follow focus forward or backwards depending on the lens.
Great. And my favorite part about the IDC system is actually the follow focus right here, because it can really go on any lens, can it, since it's friction based?
It can. It's a really great follow focus option. It uses a metal wheel with the rubber ring just pressed up right against the lens, which means you can attach it to tilt shift lenses, also known as perspective control lenses. You can use it on the 50-1.8 from Canon, which has a really tough little focus ring right at the front there. You can use this on any, whereas a traditional gear-based follow focus would have a massive amount of trouble with both of those types of lenses. This can handle it, no problem.
Okay, and the only potential issue with possibly using this follow focus is that you can't really use it with other systems, like the rod-based ones we just discussed.
Right. IDC is a very proprietary system in and to itself. It's very compatible among itself. There's System 1 and System 0. They're both very compatible with each other. They're both very well thought out. Unfortunately, you can't use it with the rod-based systems unless you wanted to just screw the bottom of this into a shoulder mount system via the 3/8 or 1/4 thread. That is an option, but other than that, there's really no shoulder mount option.
Okay, great. So it doesn't have its own shoulder mount option, but you can kind of associate with other ones.
That's right. It doesn't have its own, but you could use somebody else's.
Well, thanks, Matt, for the HDSLR rig sum up. These will make some really great gifts for the HDSLR enthusiasts out there. In our next video dedicated to HDSLR for the holidays, we focus on accessorizing your rig. So happy holiday from B&H, everyone.
For more information, please visit us online, give us a call, or stop by our New York City Superstore. You can also connect with us on the web.